What is going on, survivors? For today's mod review, we're going over the element pick. Like this. And it does pretty much what you think you would do. Let's get into it. So, this is a pick that you're going to be able to craft on your person. And let's take a look at the Ingram requirement first. I believe it's level 80 you unlock this guy with this mod. So it's level 80 you unlock it, you craft it on your person. It requires 50 element, hide, and wood to craft it on your person, but it harvests element from normal metal nodes, and it'll harvest all the different gems from normal crystal nodes. Now let's test this guy out. So I have settings on standard harvesting settings, like it's just a single player session. I just logged it in real quick just to test this guy out. And I did notice over here, yeah, I'm picking up like one red gem. I'm not picking up a whole lot. Obviously, the higher you have your harvesting capabilities, the better this is going to get. And I do believe that this is something that's customizable with something like the upgrade bench, so that you can make like an ascendant version of this to be able to harvest better stuff. But as you can see, I'm grabbing all the different types of gems as well as normal crystal, stone, rare mushrooms, all that good stuff. So all that stuff is there, and then off the metal nodes, periodically, it's not going to be a lot. Mainly because I only have this set on the bare vanilla harvesting settings, but as you can see, I'm popping in a little bit of element here and there. Not a whole lot, but again, bare bone settings, you can't really expect a whole lot of this to trickle in. But there we go. We have this pretty keyed up pretty good. This is definitely more so for like if you want to do that. I think there's plenty of people out there that maybe play either don't want to maybe go through the boss fighting, want to have element on places like the island or the center, or even Ragnarok, in maps where element isn't easily accessible, right? Places where you have to fight the bosses to get element, and that'd be the only way to do it without running some other mods. I think this is very useful. Maybe not terribly as useful on something like Genesis or Extinction, where it's quite easy for you to get element. But even so, I mean, not necessarily a bad thing to kind of throw out there. I dig it. I like it. I think it's pretty cool for what it is. It's a very simple mod, obviously. This is pretty cut and dry, right? You just use the pickaxe and you can get element and gems out of it. Also an interesting concept for getting gems on like the island. I guess it would be an interesting way to incorporate that if you say had aberration Ingrams on a map like the island but didn't have access to the gems. Well, then you would. I mean, obviously you'd still need like the congealed gas balls and things like that, but you do have a solution for the gem part. So that's kind of a good concept. I don't know. I'm on the fence about this. I like it from, I think it depends on the map for me. I think if I'm playing on something like the island or, like I said, the center or Scorched Earth or Ragnarok, places where element isn't really that easy to get to normally other than boss fighting, I think it's a really good idea. I'm not sure how effective it would be in a place like, maybe where like Genesis or Extinction where element is a bit easier to gather. But even so, I mean, I kind of like it for that reason, and then also especially towards the end game of things where you're really harvesting for element and doing all that stuff, you probably have the good deal of your metal and stuff already harvested, so it does kind of give you something a little bit extra for, you know, harvesting that stuff up. Plus, it being a hand weapon would mean that a mantis could actually use this for you instead, which is kind of interesting. So you could incorporate something like that, and then like I said, you could team this up with something like the upgrade bench and get a better version of it on top of that. And if your harvesting settings are turned on, you'd be able to get a pretty decent amount of element from this stuff, honestly. Combining it with certain maybe certain other mods, like something like Kraken's Better Dinos, where your gorillas can hold weapons. You give one of your gorillas a picks too and harvest stuff for you. That's definitely useful. Really, it just kind of opens up the realm of possibilities. It does look kind of cool though. It's like near invisible, but when you get close, you get this little bit of a shimmer to it. It's not bad. Not a bad mod. I like it. It's a small one, but a simple one. I saw it and I thought it would be kind of one of those, I don't know necessarily niche. I feel like this is going to be like 50-50 of who would want to use this mod and who wouldn't. But it came across it and it seemed interesting. I wanted to test it out, and more importantly, I wanted to, because this is done, even though it's simple, it's done really well. In the Steam Workshop link, which we'll have in the description of the video, the mod creator did mention that if something like this picked up and got really good feedback, that perhaps they might do more of a QOL utility stuff to add on. So if it's as good as this and creative as this, I'm kind of all about supporting this to see what else comes by later on, wholeheartedly. Anyway, guys, like I said, we'll have a link to the workshop in the description of the video, so you guys can check the mod out. Definitely do that. Give the mod creator some love. And as always, I will see you all on the next one.